Her male best friend mocked me at dinner. She could do way better than you. I shut him down in front of everyone. She snapped, apologize or we're over. I smiled. I didn't say a word, but when she came home weeks later she finally learned what done really means. Update 3. And there it was. The ultimatum. The final piece of evidence. She was standing next to the wreckage of a man who had just been exposed as a manipulative parasite, and she was defending him. She was choosing him. The love I had for her didn't just die. It was executed. I looked at her, and for the first time I saw her with perfect clarity. I didn't get mad. I didn't yell. I just smiled. A small, sad and completely final smile. I didn't say another word. I stood up, picked up my wineglass and walked into the kitchen, leaving her standing alone in the silent dining room. The case was closed. The verdict was in. The aftermath of that dinner was swift. Anna and Leo left together in a cloud of drama. She moved in with him that night. A decision I'm sure was made in the heat of her rage and his humiliation. In her mind she'd thrown down the gauntlet. She was waiting for me to come crawling back, to apologize, to do whatever it took to fix what I had broken. She had no idea that I had simply accepted her terms. For 2 weeks I went completely dark. I didn't answer her calls. I didn't reply to the barrage of angry then confused then pleading texts. I ignored the mutual friends she sent to plead her case. I was a ghost. Instead of chasing her, I got to work. My house, which had felt like our home, now felt like a crime scene. I spent a weekend methodically packing every single thing she owned into boxes. It wasn't an angry act. It was a cleansing. I was an executive settling the estate of a dead relationship. When I was done I stacked the boxes in the spare room, changed all the locks and reset the security codes. Then I made 2 phone calls. They were not pleasant, but they were necessary. They were the logical consequences of the verdict she had delivered at that dinner party. The first call was to the dean of admissions at her law school. I had a good relationship with him from my alumni work. I explained in calm professional terms that due to a permanent change in my personal circumstances, the private scholarship fund I had set up to cover Anna's tuition was being dissolved effective immediately. The second call was to the managing partner at my firm. I had pulled a lot of strings to get Anna a coveted summer internship there. It was a career maker. I explained that a severe and irreconcilable personal conflict of interest had arisen and the offer had to be rescinded. I took no joy in this, but my support for her was based on the foundation of our partnership. She had taken a sledgehammer to that foundation. She could no longer live in the house. Exactly 2 weeks after the dinner she showed up at my door. I watched her on the security camera fumbling with her key, her confusion turning to anger when it didn't work. She finally rang the bell. I opened the door leaving the security chain on. She looked awful. The righteous anger was gone, replaced by a weary desperation. The reality of living with a broke narcissistic artist had clearly been a harsh one. "Jack, we need to talk," she said. "No Anna, we don't," I replied. "You made your choice. The conversation is over. You can't just throw away 3 years over one fight," she pleaded, tears starting to form. I was angry. I wasn't thinking. "It wasn't a fight," I said. "It was a moment of truth. You were given a clear choice between your partner and the man who has been trying to destroy our relationship, and you chose him. You demanded that I apologize to him. You chose to defend the parasite. That's not something I can forget." The panic was starting to set in as she realized I wasn't budging. "But everything we planned," she stammered. "Law school, the internship." "Yes, about that," I said, letting the silence stretch. "The tuition for your final semester is due next week, isn't it? I hope you and Leo have a plan for that because my investment in our future has been terminated." Her face went white. "What?" she whispered. "And the internship at my firm," I continued relentlessly. "That offer has been rescinded. The firm takes conflicts of interest very seriously." She actually stumbled back, her hand flying to her mouth. The internship was her golden ticket. The future she had been so sure of was evaporating before her eyes. "You can't do that," she whispered, her voice breaking. "Jack, please, you can't." "I already have," I said. "Actions have consequences. You gave me an ultimatum. Apologize or we're over. I chose over. Now you get to live with the consequences. Go ask Leo for help. The man who is so much better than me. I'm sure his creative genius includes a plan to pay for your $50,000 tuition and replace the career you just lost." I closed the door on her tear-streaked face. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I just felt quiet. The trial was over.